Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you are here with me. Thank you. Ooh, boy, oh boy. We're going to jump right into the read and see what Spirit has for you this afternoon. Going on evening. Thank you for all of your likes and your comments, everybody. I appreciate the interaction. Spirit, what is it you would like the collective to know at this time? Oh, please and thank you. Whoa. We got the devil. Hop right out. So we've got some destructive behaviors, some toxicity going on here. Challenged by the lover. Challenged by love. In the subconscious. The Seven of Wands in the upright. Perseverance. So whoever is in this toxic energy, they're hoping to persevere. They're thinking about these lovers persevering, holding their own. We'll clarify all of this. In the recent past, we've got the Star in the upright, a rejuvenation, a healing, intention and expectation. Whoa, well, that's too many cards. Four of Pentacles. Solid foundations. Frugal. What you need in the near future. We've got the Ace of Wands in the upright. New opportunities, the urge to create, willpower, fire. In the lens that's being looked through, we've got the Four of Cups. So there's a disconnect. A re-evaluation in the environment. Whoa, those popped right out of there. Well, looky that. You got a Three of Wands. You got moving forward. And the Fool, new beginnings. Blind faith. Making preparations to just go hop on into that adventure train. Ooh. Hopes and fears. Six of Swords. Moving on to calmer waters. Making preparations. Moving forward. New beginnings. Moving on down the road. And the outcome is... wow. You've got the Six of Wands, so a victory, recognition, and you've got the Six of Pentacles, generosity and sharing. Sharing the prosperity. Being fair. There's an inheritance. It could be an inheritance. Giving and receiving. Whoa, did somebody unlock somebody's inheritance? Could this be the collective's inheritance has been unlocked from this devilish binding? Well, let's see. What do we got here? Ooh, we got the Ace of Cups. We got love. Oh, sweet. Innocent love. Six of Cups. Oh, this is going to be good. I think maybe the faith, maybe faith is going to be restored. And I don't know. I'm getting a good feeling about this. I have memories of when I was just a girl, things were a lot different then, but in my mind and my heart, I was still very, very close to spirit, and there was a whole different song being sung back then. And a lot can happen in 50 years, 50 plus years. I mean, you go from the 60s, the Supremes singing about love and stuff, and I grew up thinking love. Oh, love songs, everybody's in love, right? I'm thinking everybody in the world is in love. And then I grew up and I became of age, and I found out it wasn't about love at all, man. So disappointed. So you've got this devil energy here, materialistic, destructive behaviors, addictions, codependent, and toxic. They're not in service to the evermore, to whatever marriage. They're not in service to the marriage unit. They get married and then break out the boxing gloves. Marriage isn't sacred. For this person. They're not in service to the evermore. They're challenged. They're challenged by the evermore. They're challenged by these love unions. They're challenged by devotion. Ooh, they're challenged by devotion. I mean, they suffer from attachments and addictions, but that's a little different than, heartfelt devotion that is in service to each other for the benefit of the whole, right? Of the bigger picture. Whoa, doggy. Ooh. This devil is challenged because these lovers aren't offering forgiveness. He wasn't in service to the evermore. He was destructive. He was toxic. He was whatever you got to do there, right? But he's not getting forgiveness from the love unions. Or he or she. I know that this attachment doesn't care what gender it clings to. Anyhow, yeah, so bummer, I guess. We got Seven of Wands, these Evermores, what? We're standing up. They persevered through this challenge. Both the masculine and the feminine counterpart in this Evermore union was able to preserve themselves and protect themselves, and maybe they have friends and family unseen. We love our family unseen, especially the scary ones. Anyhow, yeah, so they defended themselves and were defended in this competition, so to speak, that maybe you weren't even aware of. Wow. It's so incredible what hindsight does, man. When you're old and you can look back on life and you see all these experiences for what they actually are now that you have knowledge, it's incredible, man. It's an incredible privilege to be able to look back with hindsight on this stuff. Arcana. Yeah, the Arcana was able to protect themselves and persevere, stand up for themselves. They were able to manage that. And you've got the star here, so you've got renewal and rejuvenation. You've got a spiritual fortune. You've got shiny, shiny healing. You got some healing going on. Yeah, you were here defending yourself against this devil, you know. I've heard some people say you made it look easy. But we all know that wasn't the case. Just because you carry it well doesn't mean it ain't heavy, right? Oh, goodness, excuse me. Peace. Peace, baby, peace. Yeah, this star is all about peace. She's all, super happy. You got the Four of Pentacles here. You've got a solid foundation and a frugal life. Going out picking the wildflowers. We don't need to go to the store, man. Just go find a meadow. Braid that up into some nice little crown and put that on. Body. I don't understand this card. Hold up. I'm going to read this because I want to get a better understanding and I want to share that with you because I know what a body is. Alrighty then. We've got, while blending with the energy of loved ones, a gifted, experienced, and responsible medium will form impressions, receive images, visions, or symbols, hear an inner voice, or just know things that validate a presence stepping forward. Whether male or female, young or old, this presence is a non-form consciousness, pure energy. Obviously, they no longer have brown hair, green eyes, nor arms, legs, and dimples, and they no longer wear clothes, jeans, a suit, or construction boots. Yet, as venerable psychic medium and mentor Marianne Kennedy says, they're not going to appear to me naked. Part of the medium's foundational studies include learning a cloaking process, a way of interpreting non-form physicality that helps validate a loved one for a sitter. When body is being used as a descriptor card, there's something significant about the physical form, the soul's container, that factors prominently in a memory or shared experience. Body also reminds you of your own choice to have incarnated into a physical life, and therefore you still have the privilege and responsibility of caring for your soul's packaging. When body appears, it can denote context of health and wellness. It addresses issues of your own physical fitness and importance of being mindful of your physical needs. How are your energy levels? Gut health, nutrition. We give so much time and attention to the improvement of our spirit and intellect, and yet our overall well-being and vibration improve from a nurture, then reap, celebrating the harvest before resting with the fallow field. Change always ushers in a positive, necessary, and organizing energy. If you receive change, it indicates a turning of the tides. Body, body, wanna feel my body, baby. Wanna touch my body, baby. Alrighty then. So this to me is kind of like then I guess, you want to get intimate with your body. It's your house. It's your house. And you've got a strong house with this willpower, with this Ace of Wands. It's a powerhouse, is what that is. You're a powerhouse. Woohoo! And you're a peaceful star. Arcana, perfectly equipped to persevere through these devilish challenges. I don't know what's getting into me. I'm feeling a little fun tonight. Maybe it's because I was up all night and I didn't sleep. So somebody's disconnected, they're bored, they're reevaluating, they're restless. These leaders that are part of this evermore, they know how to take care of themselves through extreme challenge. Isn't that funny? What you can learn when you're pressed, and you can still come out of it looking good, wearing a smile, smelling the flowers, loving everything. You're moving forward into new beginnings. You're the fool. You're going. You're optimistic. You're blind faith. I'm like, I'm just going to go for it. Gonna go for it. You know, I mean, you don't survive this kind of stuff if you are holding on to any kind of fear. You know, at some point you have to run into it. It reminds me of when I was a kid and we moved out into the wilderness, and we had the Wind River was running by, and we had no running water. We had a little tiny camping trailer. And all 5 of us were living in it for a while. It was crazy, man. But the first time I had to take a bath, my mom was like, okay, jump in. And the water was like glacier water. It was freezing cold. And this was not summer. And I'm like, no. I'm like 11 years old. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's cold. I'm not going to jump into that. So she told me to go to the house and get a coffee cup. And I came back and she started pouring coffee cup after coffee cup of this ice cold water onto me, man. It was so horrid. So it's like you just got to jump in, you know? Sometimes thinking about it or just going real slow or, you know, taking your time. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off rather than peeling it off slowly, you know? And this is a joyous thing because you're in a good position. You're in a good state. You're in a good state of mind. You've persevered. You're the star. You're all shiny. You're at peace. This is an adventure now. And it's wild how challenge can become that, you know? I know, you know, competitive people often look at challenge as though it is a if you're not competing against somebody else and you're competing against yourself and you're trying to beat your own time, you're trying to beat your own weight, you're trying to beat whatever. Improve yourself. Don't even know where I was going with that, but it doesn't matter. Ah, somebody's expecting a seat of privilege. New beginnings, possibilities, innocence, brand new stuff. Yeah, this is spontaneous. Spontaneous movement onto calmer waters. You might actually learn what the backstory is someday. Because this is an ending, right? You're moving on to calmer waters. And there's a victory here and generosity. A sharing of the wealth, an inheritance. You're not a teacher. You weren't taught. You know, and that reminds me of my friend who had and recently sold a very successful business. He opened it in the early 70s and he ran big bucks through that business over the years. And he never wrote his own letters. He never wrote his own emails. He didn't. He was just the finance guy, and he knew who to hire to do what. He didn't know how to do anything. He just knew who to hire to do it. So it's kind of like this, you're not a teacher, and you kind of learn along the way, and you learn the value of friends, and you learn the value of people and their skill sets. I mean, in this collective, not everybody can know the same thing. I mean, you can't put a puzzle together with the same piece, over and over and over again. It has to be a different piece. And so that's the way this collective is, and it's just a spectacular array of skill sets. And it doesn't necessarily come from schooling, it comes from experience. And so these ones are in the limelight, right? Oh, remember. There's invisible conflict still. Still trying to affect a change in the mental body of the people puppeting their lives. Somebody's going to make, a sovereign person is going to make an appearance. Huh. I'd say the sovereign people are already here. Arcana. Hello. I love it when you can recognize the draw on the mental body and the energy, and you can recognize it as being kind of pulled on. It's a weird sensation because it's not really a sensation. And it's not really a feeling. It's just a knowing. It's kind of like it's a weird thing. And everything shifts, right? And you just watch it and you observe yourself in that process, and it's really wild. And then you come back to center. So it's really strange, transmuting these interferences. And I really love it when there's not much of a ripple at all. It's just more like an observation and a conscious awareness and a patient. It's a patient observation and awareness while it works itself out. I guess that's what the star does, right? Kind of processes that stuff. I don't know. Oh, and I want to mention Spirit said drink more water. The energies are high, and we need to make sure our bodies are sufficiently hydrated to handle the electrical impulses that are coming through with these frequencies. Our system needs to be sufficiently hydrated in order to handle that charge. Okay? Star light, star bright. Ah, somebody is feeling your absence. You used to have a soul tie with somebody in the past. You had a soul tie with somebody, they sabotaged it. And they're feeling your absence, and they feel that you have unfinished business. That's malarkey. Let it go already. Yeah, let it go already. Time. Too late to take action. Let this peaceful star go, man. She's got a frugal life, a solid foundation. She wants to go get busy and do stuff that's pleasant. She wants to take care of her house. There's all kinds of new opportunities coming up. Reflection. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. I don't want to be around reflections anymore. I'd like to get out of this circus. But in a good way, you know? Oh, and then you got disconnected right here, the Four of Cups. And then you've got somebody who's self-cared in a leadership role. So somebody's disconnected, they're reevaluating this, they're like, what's going on? Yeah, being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. Whoever this is has been disconnected from this person, this feminine, this star who's at peace, this arcana who has persevered through toxic challenges. Oh, this person actually feels overwhelmed. It's restlessness. They're disconnected and they're restless and they're feeling overwhelmed. They can't tap into this star energy. The stress from this is draining me. So like the stress is like causing the energy that they do have to dissipate really quickly. And they're not connected to this star anymore, so they can't get rejuvenation. Holding back. I should have expressed myself better. Somebody's holding back. You're moving forward. You've got this new opportunity. You're making preparations. This is a new beginning, a spontaneous, innocent, blind faith adventure. You're expecting some sort of a seat of privilege. Or you're expecting somebody of privilege who understands what happened, who understands everything that happened to you, who sees everything, been looking at stuff very carefully and checking it twice and thrice and more so if necessary, because it seems to be like a never-ending story. But I don't know, maybe it's winding down because you got this Six of Swords moving on to calmer waters. And then there's a backstory. So it could be, and then there's somebody there that wants to mend the connection. So there's a backstory here. Somebody wants to mend a connection. But they're holding back. You gained a victory here. You're very generous. You didn't have anybody to teach you anything. And you didn't teach anybody anything. You lived and you learned. Yeah, you were neglected. Nobody taught you anything. You were extremely neglected. They failed to give you what you needed. Take, and not give anything. They have habits. This chaser. They have habits and they're chasing after you. But you're coming into a new soul contract. Whatever that soul tie was, man, it's over. They sabotaged it. It's done. I cringe every time I hear somebody, and it's just because I'm old and I've done it already. Go back when something like you get beat up or whatever, and then they say, "I'm sorry, it'll never happen again," and then you go back, and I mean, that fortunately that was my first relationship, and so I got that part out of the way quickly, I guess. Um, but it's easy to believe somebody when they tell you, and then you get so messed up in the head, it's difficult to extract yourself. Perfect devilish scenario. Occupation. Their occupation was to be toxic and to strip all services from those divine kingdom spouses that were coming into the Evermores. That was what this devilish energy's job was to make sure that they didn't have anything that they needed to get by. Like they were probably dirt poor on some freaking remote island or out in some desert or hid out in some wilderness area, many, 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 many miles from town or whatever. I don't know. Way out of the boonies where you can still see the stars, right? Anyhow, these lovers, they're not forgiving this toxic person for coming against them. There's no forgiveness. They don't have any faith. And there's no faith in them. So I mean, forgiveness is more like a release, And I don't know, but there's none of it to be had. I don't think these ones are real happy, I mean, they could be old, and maybe they had really awful experiences, that they had to persevere through and come out wearing a smile, smelling like a rose, I mean, that's a big amount of work. Great fortune. Yeah, these lovers, they're coming into their great fortune. They have a great spiritual fortune. This energy that is flowing in them, it's a golden light, right? They're light beings. Okay, now, do you think? So they have a powerful light inside of them. And they were able to persevere through extreme challenge. Something on the distant horizons. This is like a chariot, so there's like a forward movement. This star is at peace. And in the recent past, somebody who sabotaged their soul tie and is suffering from this person's absence feels that we still have things to resolve and discuss. It's like, excuse me? No, excuse me. You made me as though I was invisible. You stripped me of every service that I would need to have a decent life. I mean, what? Food, shelter, friends, support system, foundation, enough. And now they want to come back in because they still think that there's things. No, man, it's over. It's too late to take any action. Well, they didn't get the marriage. They sabotaged it. This star energy gets to move forward onto a conservative, solid foundation with a frugal life. You know, it's not to say that there won't be enough, but there's going to be room for growth for sure, and it's going to be wonderful because there's wealth security. It may not be extravagant, but it's security. Somebody's facing poverty. The person, so this, well, I don't know. I feel the star has a solid foundation, but whoever didn't get the marriage with her, whoever she's leaving behind is facing poverty because they're no longer connected to this star. They no longer have this spiritual fortune. They can no longer tap into this spiritual fortune. It's not theirs. She's coming into a new union. A new evermore. Somebody is reflecting. They have a message of concern. It could be that they're concerned about their body. I mean, I don't know, what they got going on. But you have these new opportunities and the urge to create. This person is like disconnected. They're restless. They feel overwhelmed. They're stressed out because and their energy is draining because this star is coming into a leadership role. Or is already in a leadership role. Aww, lovers. Aww. And it's amazing, after all of this, how there's still that inward, that inner seed that is always hopeful that love will be there, somewhere, somehow, love will actually be found. And it's that weird thing that it's like that never ending freaking hope. I don't even know where it comes from. I guess because it resides in me, and maybe in you too. When you learn how to accept yourself fully and love yourself, then this Lover's card makes a lot of sense because you learn how to take care of yourself as though you are a super special, most important love of your life, right? And it's not egotistical, and it's not flamboyant, and it's not extravagant. It's just taking the time to smell the flowers, doing your spiritual cleanses, meditating, sitting with self, understanding the personal energy, being intimate with self. And I'm not talking about any perversions, or anything like that. I'm talking about just knowing thyself. And it's hard because it's constantly shifting. If you're doing it right. So we got a mature woman here holding back, feeling as though they should have expressed themselves better. pathway is open and you're in a Six of Swords, releasing the baggage and moving on to calmer waters. Your heart will mend. Your heart will be mended. You've gained a victory here. You're very generous. You're very generous. Even though you didn't have any teachings and you were neglected in probably every way, you came out victorious. And now you're going to be coming into the rewards for persevering through these challenges. And you're generous. You're going to share that wealth. This is wild. It's like cake for everyone. Oh, main female. Gained a victory. Very generous. Didn't have any training. Everything was neglected. And still there she is on top. Going to be going on a journey. This false person is concerned because they have to stop messing around with this privileged lady. They have to stop messing around with this main female. She's gained a victory and they're under adjudication. They have to stop bothering her. They have to stop harassing her. Doesn't mean they will. This mature man might be facing imprisonment over this gift. This child and this sudden wealth. Yeah, not looking good. This main male is in the house. He could be a wealthy man. So you got this toxic person here who's destructive regarding these individuals who were destined to come together in these forevermore kingdom unions. These stars, the emperors, the empresses, the privileged ladies, these people who were very big energy people, with a great spiritual fortune, who were destined to come together and be paired up with somebody who had also been tried and tested and come out on top. And it's like, wow, man, these ones tried so hard to bury these people and they still came out on top. Took away their knowledge, took away everything they needed to advance in life. Took away their support system, their foundation, their ability to create because they were so busy trying to survive. But through it all, they were able to love on themselves. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! And some people say that you can't really love anybody unless you first love yourself. And that is so wild to me. So this devilish energy is not coming from a place of gratitude. They of course, they're not happy about this at all. They don't live a life of gratitude. They're codependent and they're materialistic. So their job was to keep these divine unions separated so that they could tap into them and take advantage of their divine star qualities for themselves. They needed to keep these evermores apart. But they're challenged because the lovers came together anyway. They survived and they came together anyway, and they're not offering forgiveness. Yeah, they persevered. They persevered through great challenges. Arcana. Going on a journey on the distant horizons. Defended themselves. Oh, and persevered again. Persevered. Perseverance. There's going to be a change. This star who is at peace did not remarry whatever this soul tie was. This absent saboteur of marriage. So she was able to stay away from that one again. And now they're facing poverty. And she's got a nice little solid foundation. Yeah, she's courageous. She's a star. She's a star. And it's too late to take any action against her. Gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. Somebody's guilty and they're facing poverty. Somebody's reflecting on all of this. They're thinking about their body. Or maybe you're thinking about your body and how, oh, look at this, honesty. So you got the Ace of Wands here, willpower, potential beginnings, honest potential beginnings. A return to honesty, a return to blind faith and innocence. Wow. I wonder if it'll be real this time. I mean, and last, be worthy, this life, will it be worthy of maintaining this beautiful faith, and trust. Okay, these ones came right out. Oh. So you're moving forward. You've got new beginnings, spontaneous new beginnings. You got blind faith here. You trust in life. You are expecting a life of privilege. There is understanding here. You see both sides of a situation. And then you got this mature woman who feels she's holding back. She failed. And she's facing an ending. She feels she should have expressed herself better. Regret. No regrets. No regrets. Moving on to calmer waters. Your heart will mend. Your pathway is open. No regrets. You've got a victory. You've got the Six of Pentacles. So you're very generous. You're sharing. There's an inheritance. Prosperity. You did all of this without any help, without any knowledge, and being neglected. Oh, but you're happy. Happiness is a powerful weapon, isn't it? Need to accept the things that cannot be changed. Aw. Have a little patience, love. It's right around the corner. Occupation: to keep divine unions separated. So this toxic person is ill. There's something wrong. And there's some real estate here. I think these Evermores are coming, they're gaining some real estate. They persevered. They're coming into a great fortune. They are a great fortune. And there's the Lovers here. This love reunion, this Evermore. They're not offering forgiveness to somebody who doesn't have any faith. Yeah, they reached the top of the mountain. Woohoo! King of the mountain. King and queen of the mountain. Adventure. Passion. Arcana: defended themselves and maintained control. And on the distant horizons, they may be making a journey and there will be a change. Whoa, wow, that one did a... that one flipped all the way around. It went boop, 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 just like that. So reservation, your high value, Arcana. And you are coming into your rewards for persevering. Star: at peace, with courage. Escape some wild soul tie that sabotaged the heck out of your life. Whew, you got out of that one. And there's no reason to be frightened anymore. There's no reason to be frightened anymore. You have courage. You're not afraid. Whoever messed around and tried to keep you separated from your actual divine counterpart, this infiltrator, yeah, well, they weren't able to sabotage your kingdom union again. They didn't get away with it this time. Frugal foundations. It's too late to take any action. Must stop harassing this person. Aw, must stop harassing eternal love. Must stop. It's too late to take any action. They could be bound to their curses. Whatever Ooh, they're furious because they're bound to the curses that they did. They might need a body. Their body might be failing them. There's this reflection, so they might be losing their light. They got a message of concern. There is a Ace of Wands here, so there's willpower, potential beginnings, new opportunities, and growth, and it's honest. There's no hanky-panky or messed up games being played. Somebody feels overwhelmed by this stress. They've been disconnected from this, from these lovers, or from this this person here who was able to self-care. Coming into a leadership role, she was able to self-care, and she's got this here, a new soul contract. Where didn't that come out? Where was that? I thought I saw that out here somewhere. Maybe I just spun through it. Merit making. They're in, they didn't earn any merit. This mature woman didn't earn any merit. Oh wait, it's this person that feels overwhelmed. They didn't earn any merit. They got disconnected. They got disconnected from this family who cares about each other. These lovers. Oh, a promise and a blessing. Oh, and there's going to be a little baby. Oh, a family. A family that many in the world have only had the pleasure of dreaming about. Oh. You're all calm. Spontaneous new beginnings. You understand everything. This mature woman failed to take you out. You're expecting a position of privilege. You don't have any regrets. Your heart's going to mend. There is a backstory to this. Your pathway is open. This relationship is ending. Whatever this is, it's over. It's over. They're being arrogant. Using rituals still. They're going to fall into a trap. Look, they're doing rituals. They're being arrogant and they're still doing rituals and they're in danger of falling into a trap. They won't stop. You're okay. Your family is ready. Your new family tree, they're ready. And this is the conclusion. This is the conclusion you're going to gain. You're happy. You gained a victory. This is good fortune. You're the main female. You're coming into an inheritance. It could be a spiritual inheritance. I don't know. I mean, maybe you're going to get the rest of your energy. Like maybe this is the inheritance. Like maybe you're going to come into, like maybe all strands of your DNA are going to be activated and turned on, and all of a sudden you're going to be like golden, you know. You're going to be, all of a sudden you're going to be like this golden bodied supreme being or something. You'll be walking around leaving little patches of light everywhere you step. I don't know. Anyhow, I hope this one helps you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.